This news update is brought to you by...
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works, understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.
Upgrade to Lime!
Welcome to the Barbados Today Afternoon Update. It's Tuesday, January 20th, 2015. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. High drama in the country's parliament as the opposition stages a walkout, not once, but twice, after House Speaker Michael Carrington reclaimed his chair. Opposition leader Mia Motley objected to Carrington presiding over the sitting on the grounds that his legal troubles with one of his clients had not yet been settled by the Committee of Privileges. Speaking on a point of privilege, Motley revealed that her leader of opposition business, Santia Bradshaw, had requested that the Clerk of Parliament suspend the House, but the decision was vetoed. She made it clear that Deputy Speaker Mara Thompson should assume the chair like she did last week.
We're asking for justice in this chamber. And I appeal to you, Mr. Speaker, to do as you did last week, to recuse yourself from the chair until this committee finishes its business. Quite frankly, sir, I don't feel it's a matter for the committee. I feel it's a moral matter, and I feel, sir, that you should lead by example. But that is my view.
But the Speaker refused and proceeded with the day's business.
A matter was raised by a member. I recused myself so that the Deputy Speaker could deal with that. Nobody has informed me subsequently, but I learned that a matter was referred to the Committee of Privileges. I have not been charged with anything like any public officer who should be suspended, contrary to what you are saying. If you think I have been charged, bring the charge and let me see it. All right? If you have a problem, I can't see any reason. I don't know of any resolution which was passed by this House saying that I cannot take this chair. I don't know that any procedure under these standard orders were gone through to say that Michael Carrington as Speaker can't take the chair. Until that is done, I am entitled to preside.
It was then that Motley declared that her Barbados Labour Party would not find it possible to sit in the chamber as long as Carrington stayed in his seat. Prime Minister Frondell Stewart also had his say on the contentious issue.
I have not heard anybody in this House stand up and say that any of the ancient rights and privileges claimed by Your Honor on behalf of members of this House, and of which Your Honor is the only legitimate custodian, has been breached by Your Honor or by anybody else in this House.
Carrington later recused himself from the seat, and the opposition subsequently went back to the House. But the opposition has walked out a second time after the Speaker returned to the seat. And Motley makes it clear that her party will not return until the matter involving the Speaker is cleared. In other news, the clock is ticking on the government to give the Barbados Union of Teachers a decision on its actions pertaining to the Alma Paris and Parkinson Memorial Secondary Schools. A 2-week deadline on the matter expires at 3 p.m. today, and B.U.T President Pedro Shepherd says the union has only received a note from the Ministry of Education acknowledging receipt of its letter, which outlined its demands and the deadline for a response. The B.U.T is scheduled to meet this evening at 5 p.m. to determine what action it will take next.
Something has to happen. You don't know what we are going to determine. Okay. But something has to happen. Well, the options are that we can ask teachers to meet again. That is one option. We also have an option of withdrawing labor. We have the option of work to rule. There are many options, but I can't determine at this stage which option would be most effective.
It's time to take free movement of labor off pause. Former Prime Minister Owen Arthur says the inability and unwillingness of Caribbean governments to put the engines of integration at work is among factors holding back its economic recovery. He raised the concern that free movement, a critical area for the region's development, is being misjudged, and he rubbished suggestions that individual member states are being overwhelmed. Arthur says the region needs to get its act together, since the evidence shows foreigners are receiving more favorable treatment.
In 2008 alone, 18,000 work permits were issued by Caribbean countries, of which 85% were issued to persons who are not nationals of a region. The brutal truth is that the Caribbean economy in any given year grants 10 times more work permits to foreigners than it grants skill certificates to its own citizens.
Arthur was at the time delivering a lecture entitled Caribbean Regionalism in the Context of Economic Challenges at the Institute of International Relations at the St. Augustine campus last evening. The trained economist further lamented that the Caribbean as a group is lacking institutional arrangements, the physical infrastructure, and bold new policies to enable it to function in a global economy. He says there's staggering evidence which shows that the region is lagging far behind.
As regards the benchmarks which measure maritime connectivity, the Caribbean has a lower shipping connectivity index than any other region in the world. It is also pertinent that according to the Global Competitiveness Report, which ranks 150 countries based on 6 criteria concerning their capacity to innovate and to compete, the Caribbean again registers poorly.
The Jamaican woman on the police wanted list has surrendered. A 25-year-old Kerreon Kelly turned herself into the Oysteins police station yesterday. Kelly of Barkers Road, Haggett Hall, St. Michael, was wanted in connection with a serious criminal matter and is now assisting lawmen in the ongoing investigation.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
On the regional scene, 2 Caribbean Airlines pilots suspended as safety inspectors from the Trinidad and Tobago Civil Aviation Authority get ready to hold talks with officials from the Federal Aviation Administration Air Traffic Control. The talks comes on the heels of a near collision involving CAL and a fully loaded JetBlue plane at the JFK International Airport over the weekend. The CAL pilots were taken off flying duties pending the outcome of the investigation, in which officials are trying to find out who was responsible for the near mishap. Further afield, Indonesia's transport minister reveals that the Air Asia Flight 8501 climbed too fast, then stalled before it crashed into the Java Sea. The minister told a parliamentary hearing in Jakarta that the jet had climbed at a speed of 6,000 feet. It is believed that the airplane encountered difficulties from an approaching storm. There were no survivors when the jet plunged into the Java Sea last December en route to Singapore. And with that, we come to the end of our afternoon update, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fenella Wedderburn. Have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by...
Everyone's looking for more space.
How many pairs of shoes do you need?
Closet space.
Circle again, I think I see one.
Parking space.
And that is how Pythagoras' theorem works. Understand?
Even headspace. But when it comes to data storage, MyCloud from Lime has plenty of room for you. Upgrade to a Lime data plan of 500 megs or more and get 3 gigs of MyCloud data storage free. It's great for storing photos, music, and much more. So don't delete it. Store it on MyCloud from Lime. It's the only space to be.